Hello. Welcome to the daily political tarot and astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. On today's episode, Devin Nunes's Patriot Wine launch is full of sour grapes. George Santos is already hinting at shady dealings of his colleagues. Texas says man-made climate change is scary, so we shouldn't talk about it. Anyway, hello everybody. I am here 365 days of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. We have got epic troll slayers who've kept us safe for years, and we have got a fantastic community here because of you. You have been so kind to each other. You've been so kind to me. Thank you. Thank you. And if you are watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on like 1.25 speed. I do that a lot on YouTube. Hello, everybody. All right, so let's jump in. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, the craziness. So at 2 minutes in, we're starting. Hello, hello. Devin Nunes. Do we miss Devin Nunes? No. No. But here we are. Oh, there's a good owl. Oh, there's a good owl. Yes, there is. Oh, there's a good owl. You are the precious. You are the precious. Brave Sir Alfred of Pumpkin. We don't see him as often. He's a good boy. That was Brave Sir Alfred of Pumpkin. Anyway, so Devin Nunes was just dragged by MAGA. So, yay. I love that Julienne, Wisconsin. Elfie, darling. Yes. So, Devin Nunes got dragged by MAGAs over the holiday. He went on Truth Social to try to sell his $75 bottles of Patriot Wine. Really? Oh, and happy birthday, Alicia. Happy birthday. So, yeah, they were saying, I thought the whole thing was, because we're having trouble, feeding our families in Biden's economy, and you're trying to hawk $75 bottles of wine, blah, 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 because, yeah, it's Devin Nunes. I know I do quote Hal Sparks, but one of my favorite things of him that he does, one of my favorite skits of his, is whenever there's an interview with Devin Nunes, if you ever see an interview, watch the very, very beginning. Matter of fact, like, if there's an interview with Devin Nunes, go watch it on purpose and watch right at the beginning, because he has the dumbest smile on his face. He just immediately, they start talking to him, or he's there, and he goes, it's the dumb. He gets the dumbest look on his face. No, that will not be the thumbnail today. Oh, Valerie, you're very sweet. I should be so lucky. He is very, very happy where he is. So anyway, and absolutely, Amy Jones, Patriot Wine made from sour grapes. Absolutely. So Devin Nunes was just dragged by MAGA. So what's going to happen to Devin Nunes, considering Truth Social is losing money, nothing's working, and he left the house in order to follow this great follow this great business opportunity for Trump. Oh, no one ever said he was the sharpest. Yes, John. Troth social. Ah, Devin, I'd feel sorry for you, but you've been so awful. He's one of those people where I sometimes have trouble saying negative things about him because it's kind of a battle of wits with an unarmed man. But no, he's managed to be heinous and awful and be damaging to our country, and a refusal to look at reality, for one. All right, 5 of Swords, 2 of Wands, Queen of Swords, 6 of Swords, World. Goodbye, Trust Social. Adding insult to injury with this far-right rhetoric, promoting all of that. Yay for him. This is very much all the legal stuff coming against the SPAC. Is that what it was called? The weird, basically the weird way they were able to take Truth Social public to try to make $1 bazillion. And that's not been going so well. And we've got a very clear ending here at the bottom, at the end. Now, entertainment only YouTube. Why have this card right here? Why have I got a card here of like legal, like a prosecution or something? And I've got a card here of going up the river or being held accountable for something, followed by a major arcana. You done, son. Why would this be here unless, like, we know that at least last we heard, Trust Social wasn't paying their hosting fees. They owed millions. There are people who've gone by the offices of Trust Social and the door's always locked and there's nobody there. I mean, obviously I'm a big fan of working from home, but man O'Day. You're gonna be in some trouble, Devin, from the doings of Trust Social. Katie Arbuckle says, I'm putting on dragon nails to feel better. I have days like that. Oh yeah. It can help sometimes. You just you don't do anything with them, it just makes you feel better. Okay. Oh, things are going to come to light. What kind of things are going to come to light, Devin? Sitting pretty. Oh, Queen of Cups. Page of Swords. Well, right now it looks like he's fine. But we're gonna see some things. This is weak. This is very weak. Weak business practices, weak agreements, weak. Yeah, this is not good for him. But expect yet more to come to light. Good. All right. Okay. Oh, thank you, Valderay. Hit the thumbs up for the channel. Thank you. So, thank you, Roxy. All right, so let's go on to how dumb can Trump be? I know. The answer, it's a trick question because the answer is infinite, but still. At 10 minutes 30 seconds in, Donald is legitimately hoping he can convince Black voters to stay home, so he will win the election. You wish. Will he be able to pull this off? Alden Pond, I like that. What's up, party people? Democratic Party people. Yes, we are. Right. So Trump thinks he's going to convince Black voters to do anything but to stay home. You wish, you racist jerk. Yes, Jim Dave, Infinity Plus. Raymond Pascal, that was good. When Trump passes away, it won't be necessary for him to lie in state, as he's already lied in every state. That was very good. That was very, very good. You wish. 9 of Wands, 7 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, on the surface, what Trump, MAGA, these Republicans, what they're saying, what they're projecting is the polls are fantastic. We are amazing. The country wants our brand of cruelty and abdication of responsibility. We don't, but okay, sure. In reality, they are backed against the wall on the defensive, desperate. They're having terrible financial problems all across the country because all the small donors are going directly to Trump, or most of them are. There are various GOP apparatuses who are near bankruptcy. They've got a weak message, and now you think in the next year you're going to try to win back women's votes? Take several seats. You think they think they're gonna win back women's votes by talking about the economy, and you don't think having you don't think taking away our healthcare, our basic ability to live and reproduce, and forcing us into situations, you don't think that we know that affects our financial or economic situation? Really? Yeah, good luck. I agree, Valderay. The polls are not accurate. No. We already know that Trump, flat out paid one polling firm. Knight of Wands, but they screech a lot. They do a lot of screeching on the far right. 8 of Cups, King of Cups, 7 of Pentacles. Well, there will be states where red states where Republicans will do well, but there are going to be a whole lot of places where Republicans are going to have to walk away after having lost. And I still get that Biden's going to win. Okay. Those, remember my candelabra from Halloween? That's what that is. And I'm getting I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to decorate this for Christmas. And I've got a wreath there. And I've ordered some batteries. There's a little bitty tiny lantern right in the middle of that. So, yeah. But anyway. Yes, Visualize 70, that was pumpkin. All right, moving on. We can hope. At 16 minutes in, Michelle L. had a question all the way from Australia. HazMat Gaetz. B. Smith, is the lighty pillow coming out? Of course. HazMat Gaetz punished McCarthy for refusing to shut down the Gaetz ethics investigation. We know. Will the ethics committee finally finish its report and recommend Gaetz for expulsion? Out. Will Gaetz be voted out? Dwight Lindgren, I read about that day before yesterday. All the live streams are time stamped, and you can just go to you can click on the name of the channel. It'll take you to the main page, and then there's a search. The search function, you can search the actual channel. Just type in what you're interested in, and it'll pull up the video, and you can just look at the timestamps and go right to it. So, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, Gina's Place. I'm getting out my Christmas stuff bit by bit. So, and it's new. This is new. So I've got to figure out exactly how I know what I want to do. But anyway, HazMat Gaetz, are you going to be tossed out on your ear like you deserve? I'm picking up for what it's worth, entertainment only. I'm picking up that, let's just say there's trouble in paradise at home with Gaetz. That's the first thing I picked up. What have you been doing, Matt Gaetz, that Ginger wouldn't be happy to see you? There's an idea, Cosmic Goat Lady. Thank you. His father has done him no favors. His father has spoiled him rotten his whole life and has done him no favors. Now, his father expects him to reach certain achievements. But as far as ethics goes, yeah. Fool. Anyone who would willingly be around HazMat. Oh dear. In this deck, this is the Pulp Tarot deck, which is fantastic for reading on these miscreants. You will notice in the Eight of Pentacles that he's painting, and he's painting a model, and he's painting a model who's perhaps not wearing a great deal. But what he's painting isn't actually coming out as the model. So basically, he's just staring at the naked lady, at the naked lady, and deceiving her that, well, I'm painting you. Although she should know, like, maybe this has happened before, because these are just paintings of pentacles. Gosh, why would this card come up in a reading about Matt Gaetz? Huh, that's a puzzler. Lady Eva says, I would love to see some of the other cards you use for non-political readings. I bet you have a nice collection. It's okay. The winner of the call collections is Johnny's. The other night when I was on with them on Jen Lynn Tarot's channel, and he said, I've got like 5,000 cards out here. And I said, considering your collection, you might mean that literally. Yeah, so this is underhanded. Knight of Cups. This would be looking into the ethics. Adding insult to injury on the defensive and then really feeling pressed. Really on the defensive. So this is a definitely downward slide for Gaetz. However, it's not major arcana. But it's not good. Thank you, Christine. I was going to do that. It's downstairs. I was going to try to find it. Like I said, I've just pulled out a couple of things and I'm still... All right, I still have the bag that I kept that in. It's still sitting here. I need to put it away. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, there are hooks there are hooks you can get. Hang down and you can hang the wreath. I did that last year. Thank you. I appreciate it. CC Ryder says the Bosch Tarot deck is perfect for the GOP. Oh, that's a level of crazy town. That and also this is a daytime show. So there are a lot of little ears around, a lot of little eyes that might see, and that deck is nuts. So I know I seem very scattered, but honestly, his energy is so gross. Yeesh. Look, the Four of Wands card in the Pulp Tarot deck. Look at all of those bathing beauties. Emperor, Three of Cups, Partey, Death card. Now I've got Major Arcana for him. Mr. I'm better than all of you. If not Kingmaker, then Kingslayer, as far as taking down McCarthy. Yeah, but there's some things that are going to catch up to you. Spiff. So hopefully sooner rather than later, because the next card is Temperance, as in people are sick of this corruption. It's making them look bad. Republicans are already worried about whether or not they can, they can see the actual, like they can see internal polls. They're hoping the bigger polls are right, but they're a little more realistic in the back amongst themselves. So, okay, so Amy Jones says, have you read on if Gaetz thinks he's presidential material? Love Chalou, if you just go down in the description box and you click on, it says Patreon, and there's a link, it'll take you right to Patreon. Because yes, the monthly social is this evening from 8 to 10 p.m. Chicago time. So come on along. I don't have super expensive tiers, and I can have up to 9 people on camera with me. You can put faces to names. I can rotate people out if there are lots of people who want to come on. We play some silly games. We talk about spiritual stuff. We're social. So, cover the kitty. Cover the kitty. There you go. Yeah, I need to do the reading, sweetheart. You going under? Or did you just want to dig to China? What's going on? What's going on, good boy? There you go. There you go. Good boy. All right. So does Moron think he's presidential material? I understand, Lady Eva. Thank you. Presidential material. Oh my gosh. Talk about cutting him down metaphorically. Oh my gosh. The 6 of Swords, 3 of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. Let's just say he wouldn't be the hardest politician to take down. I know, we're jaded. After everything that's gone through, Trump's gotten away with, it seems like, he gets away with things too, but they don't all have the, from my perspective, they don't all have the astrological what's not benefits. Jupiter is the great beneficent. Not advantages, something like that. Advantages that some of the others have. So yeah, it's not happening. Okay. All right, at 27:15. Speaking of getting booted out, George Santos is preparing himself to be ousted from the House. And he's already complaining about the, quote, shady shiznit, unquote-ish, his colleagues do, while saying it's not fair that they get to stay. We've looked at whether or not he will stir drama on his way out, which is he'll do what he can. But could this happen before year's end? Is this going to happen in short order? Was the question posed to me. Yes, Raymond de Pascal, that's true. But we need to give George Santos credit for inventing Thanksgiving. He's so awful. Oh boy. They're coming. The law is coming for you. You fought the law, but trust me, the law is going to win. 5 of Pentacles. He actually, poverty, decimation, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Pentacles. He might try to, if he's going to prison anyway, he might actually try to do just a little bit of blackmail, because he's not going to divulge anything until he knows that he's going to benefit from it in some way. And the number one priority is money for him. And he's not above making stuff up, as we know. So, man, thank you, Gerardo. Thank you. So, Teresa Ford says, so you're saying his newest name is Get Even Steven. That was awesome. Teresa Ford, that was awesome. Yes. Two of Pentacles. Shaky, very shaky ground. Ace of Cups, Nine of Swords, Fool. Oh yeah, there's all kind of dumb stuff he'll do on the way out. Now, we'll start coming out before Christmas. It's only a month away, literally. It's 1 month from today. Believe it or not, Christmas is 1 month from today. Oops. Calvin Pond says, what? You think George Santos might bend the truth? Yeah. Yeah. What I'm thinking is that he might be doing some stuff behind the scenes before Christmas, but the closer he gets to being booted out, that's when he's already tried his blackmail type stuff, and so he's like, all right, in that case, if I'm going to do whatever scorched earth I possibly can do. Because even, I have never picked up that he's been accepted into the inner sanctum, that he knows the real things that are kept secret. But if you're doing a bunch of nasty garbage in the background, he's probably the one who's likely to spot it, because it's the kind of stuff he does. So good luck. Good luck, GOP. Can I mention that you did this to yourselves? You could have gotten rid of him a long time ago, but okay. Thank you, Marby. Thank you. Thank you. Kelly says they'll just call him a liar. Well, he is a liar. And it might be made up, but here's the thing. All he has to do is just get a little kernel of truth here or there. And yeah, I don't know if you guys are, let's take just a moment to get out of this energy for a second before we get back into the stupidity. I'm going to assume you are all familiar with the Charlotte Bronte novel, Jane Eyre. Excellent novel. If you are ever forced to read one of the classics, I highly recommend Jane Eyre. Count of Monte Cristo or Jane Eyre. Those are good ones. Well, for those of you who know, which I am just going to assume is most of you, I hope this is not a spoiler for anybody. I'm not saying exactly how it ends, or exactly how they get there. But, I think this book came out in 1839. Is that right? Or was it earlier? Anyway, so yeah, it's like 170, 180 years ago. So spoiler alert. Anyway, Jane Eyre came out, and it's basically about a governess, an orphan, who becomes a governess, and she is hired by a brooding man whose wife died. And she goes to his house, and this is somewhat the basis of a lot of the Gothic novels, from the Gothic revival, those novels. Like on Halloween, me with the big creepy house behind me, that's, yeah. That's this kind of thing. She falls in love with the guy, he falls in love with her. And then so the man of the manor has fallen in love with the servant, but he's broody, and people don't necessarily like him a lot. So anyway, and then it turns out that he's still married. I won't give away more than that. So this book, it's very well written, and Charlotte and her sisters, when they published their novels, they published them under male names, male pseudonyms, because women weren't taken seriously. So there is this novel that came out. Now, Wuthering Heights came out as well and bombed. Nobody liked Wuthering Heights at the time. And frankly, I've got my issues with it. But Jane Eyre came out and became a runaway bestseller, basically. And it was dedicated to Charlotte Bronte's, her like idol author, the man whose novels she absolutely loved. So she dedicated Jane Eyre to this amazing, her favorite novelist. Well, one of the reasons Jane Eyre's book became a bestseller was because those in the know knew that this author was having an affair with one of his servants. And it looked like the book Jane Eyre was basically spilling all of this guy's tea in the form of a novel. So it kind of blazed through high society, and then, servants would read other people. So it spread, and it was a huge success. But part of the original success of Jane Eyre was they thought that Charlotte, or Carrier Bell, I can't remember which of one of them was Carrier, Acton Bell, and I forget all the pseudonyms. Anyway, they thought this guy, this author, was spilling that author's tea. So when it comes to George Santos, do people think he's a liar? Yeah, everybody knows he's a liar. But what's actually going on behind the scenes that these little lies might snag if he spreads them out enough? A couple might snag and pull into the light a little. And that's always the fear, even with a liar and a con man. So, Courier Bell. Thank you, Giovanna. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so Michelle L says, Anne Bronte published as Acton Bell. Thank you. Who did Emily publish as? I can't remember. I'm so sorry. Giovanni says, I love Gothic novels. You and me both. So anyway, all right. 3840. Ellis. Thank you, Michelle L. Emily was Ellis Bell. Thank you. Giovanna, do we have any idea what Currer, Currer Bell? So, okay, so first of all, the first initials matched. Charlotte, Emily, Anne, Currer, Ellis, Acton. Okay. Currer. That's an unusual name. I've just never heard it before. I mean, I've heard her use it, but I've never heard it outside of her pseudonym. What do I know? I guess we've got to go talk about Texas Republicans, don't we? Okay, let's go do that. 39. Look at 3930. Texas Republicans are removing all traces of the human impact on climate change from textbooks. Because of course they are. The textbooks now say that the science isn't settled. Yes, it is. And that it's scary to children. Oh boy. Oh, I know that Currer Bell was Charlotte's pseudonym. I'm wondering if like the name Kerr, I've never heard before. I'm just wondering, was it somebody famous person's last name? Was it a common first name that, or a first name that just wasn't common out there? And says they also had a brother. Well, yes, he did the painting and then painted himself out, trying to make himself look like a golem. Anyway. So my concern here is, will this convince children that climate change isn't a thing? Alden Pond says, taking the text out of Texas. Yeah. Amy Jones says, there's no climate change, even though growing zones have changed. John Francis, well, hurricanes and power outages are also scary to children. Ding, ding, ding. And yeah. Page of Pentacles. Well, I mean, if that's all the child hears ever, then they may believe it. But I mean, even when we were kids, you'd have people in your class and people you knew in like maybe the year beneath you or above you, and there was always like a group who would just take what they're given and go, well, this must be true, and all the way to the other side where it was, none of this is true, and it's all, they're trying to make us conform. You know, you always had those groups. But Three of Cups, Queen of Cups, King of Swords, Ace of Cups, King of Pentacles. All right. There will be, first of all, it feels like there reaches a point where somebody's going to be taken to court about this. I don't know if it's going to happen now, but there is going to reach a point with climate change where it's going to be like, oh no, we're going to court. And if they say that nothing is settled, prove it. Actually prove it. Because the situation is so dire. This isn't just liberal lunacy, liberalism over here. And these people, these kids, you know, they've got access to the internet. This does feel like courts at some point saying, no, we're going to stand up against this. And then you've got this is a very old-fashioned, you know, oil and gas guy who has a vested interest in pushing the old ways. So, Ann Menzie says, maybe when Galveston is underwater, they may rethink it. You would think. Man. Oh, Michelle L says, like Acton and Ellis, Kerr is a surname. Kerr is Scottish, probably originally courier. Oop, it jumped. Hang on. Which meant leather dressers. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. We talk about all kinds of crazy stuff here, don't we? Because the news, the politics can just get really disheartening, and it can feel like, oh my gosh, we're just sinking. We're just sinking. No, we're not sinking. No, we're just on the water. We're just sticking ups and downs. We make our way through. All right. When it comes to scumbags, when it comes to bags o' scum, it's hard to find a bigger bag of scum than Alex Jones. I mean, that's in a land of corruption, he has found the deepest lows. So, and it turns out Alex Jones has done nothing to lower his budget or attempt to pay his bills. The Sandy Hook families have received nothing from Alex Jones. And because Alex Jones has filed for bankruptcy, he has to turn in his budget to the court. And he has done nothing to lower his bills. So, will Alex be forced to pay up? Sandy Hook families have filed to have the situation rectified. Yes, please. And seriously, if you look at Alex Jones's expenses, how you have, I believe he has more than, doesn't he have more than $1 billion against? Shouldn't he have to sell stuff? Shouldn't he? Anne says maybe he will get to go to jail for non-compliance. Please. CC Ryder's asking contempt of court, jail him, seize his accounts and all of his assets. Yes. Yes. Katie says my nails are done. Excellent. Excellent. Giovanna says your cards look like J.C. Leyendecker art. Oh. Yeah, I guess some of them do. Yes. Eight of Pentacles. Normally, this is just a card of, like, out in the world, this is a card of a job, of work. This is a card of working. Either a job, or if you're self-employed, or whatever it is. This is just a card of working. But in this deck, this can very much be a card of deception. Because Alex Jones is working, still has his infoidiocy.com, but it's deception. And I don't have to say allegedly, because the courts have said, yeah. Four of Swords, Six of Cups, Two of Swords, Four of Cups, Page of Cups. Wow. Yeah, there's a definite streak of anger through this, and there should be. And these families don't deserve any of this garbage. Jeffrey Schwartz is suggesting put the man in jail until he pays up. Yeah. Charlene Multock says Alex Jones owes $1.5 billion to the families who sued him. Good for them. Good for them. Amy Jones asking, can they put a judge in charge of... Oh, it jumped. It jumped. Can't they put a judge in charge of his business the way they did it at Griftco, Trump Organization? I would think so. Oh, Janelle, I know what it's called. Just in idiocy. I'm being silly. He's doing nothing. These are the poor children. Bless. Bless. Bless those poor children, every one of them, and bless their families. And may Alex Jones be held accountable in all fairness. Bless. Anyway, yeah, he's made a decision to, this is a legal decision, just play around. Refusal. No, I won't. I won't get around to it. But yeah, wait for the courts. Let me see if I get any more information about what the courts are going to do. Ann says we should reinstate the past use of debtor's prison. Honestly, I'm not going to agree with that. I think very highly of you, but I'm going to disagree with that point because the GOP would use it to hurt people. But please legally and fairly metaphorically nail this guy to the wall. Ace of Wands for his actions. Three of Swords. Eight of Wands. Knight of Pentacles. I'm baffled. When is this guy, seriously, does anybody know when this guy's next court hearing actually is? I mean, there have been judgments against him. He's still being a blankety blank, but I'm getting a Knight of Pentacles, which is just lawyers playing games about the money. I don't get it. Yeah. Kelly says hiding assets. Could be it. Sword of Truth. Death card. Ten of Swords. Page of Wands. He doesn't have a good argument against it. And man, I've got this sudden horrible pain, an itching pain in my ear, my right ear. Don't know what that is, but why am I not getting this guy being held accountable? Who the heck is this guy's judge? Yeah, Mary Huddleston, debtor's prison would only be used to further criminalize poverty. Yep. These laws never seem to touch dirtbags like Alex Jones and DJT. Agreed. Also agreed that they're dirtbags. Okay, I'll have to look into this to figure out what the heck is going on there because I'm not liking these cards. And that doesn't make any sense. You have a $1.5 billion judgment against you. And you're turning, and this has been going on for a while, he's turning in these budgets of his where he's spending stupid amounts of money living in gargantuan houses. And anyway. Okay. 54 minutes in. Felder Ray is wondering why Kamala Harris is getting so much negative press this week. And I'm going to guess that it's, before we pull the cards, I would simply guess that because she's the heir apparent, as it were. So they're always trying to take her apart. She's smart. She's the vice president. She's smart. And she's a woman of color. How dare she? How dare she be a woman and a woman of color? Huh. She has staggering qualifications. Serious qualifications. But, oh, my. honestly, I mean, look, I'm not saying she's the perfect human being, because there's no perfect human being, but I'm going to tell you, if anybody's out there criticizing Kamala Harris, while Donald Trump has done what he's doing and he's still walking around, I would suggest you need some perspective. Mary Huddleston says the press either erases her or attacks her. Yep. Mm-hmm. Queen of Wands. They think she's an easy target. Page of Pentacles, Devil. The devil of racism and sexism. She'll get the last laugh. Raymond Pascal says, mainly because they're misogynistic racists. Ding, 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 ding. They don't have good arguments. This is just racism, heinousness, and this is their plan. But it's not going to win. It's not going to work. Not going to work. Yeah. Democrats are going to do quite well. So, to them. But I'm an adult. That is my adult reaction. Get stuffed. All right. Leaks. Okay. Let me go to... I want to make sure I cover this today. Sandy Miller, 5730. Sandy Miller was asking about Ukraine and Zelinski. We haven't looked there in a while. I can see him. Oh, when you do readings, you go into a light trance and all kind of little details just go. The correspondent, the Ukraine, has a beard, gray hair, is on House Sparks and Stephanie Miller and various other people. Why can't I think of, if at any other point I'd be able to come up with his name in a heartbeat, but I just blanked. But anyway, he's a journalist, and he said nobody's listening to stories. Nobody wants stories about Ukraine anymore. Nobody wants to know. Doesn't even... Philip Ittner. Thank you, Deb. Thank you. Philip Ittner. Yes, 1L, 2 T's. Thank you. Philip Ittner is saying nobody's listening. Nobody wants to hear. So I wanted to make sure that we covered that today. CC Ryder says, I haven't seen bad press on Kamala this week. I can't remember the last time I saw any good press on her. So Ukraine, how's Ukraine doing? Bless, 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 bless. Bless everyone in Ukraine. Bless Zelinski and his family. And bless all of Ukraine. So, Knight of Cups. They're going to win. Nine of Pentacles, Six of Wands, Ten of Swords, Eight of Swords, Eight of Cups, Six of Cups. It's brutal. It's a war zone. People in other countries, the conservatives in other countries are saying, well, why should we pay for it? because it saves us money in the long run. And what we're giving to Ukraine is lend-lease. So we're going to get money back. Sit down. No, they want this far right victory garbage. How these jerks can support Putin in any way. How the GOP can support Putin in any way, shape, or form is beyond me. I cannot wrap my head around that. The man has the energy of a serial killer. This is a war zone. It's terrible. But Ukraine is going to win, and Russia is going to have to leave. But and Zelinski is going to be a national hero for ever. Bless. Man. Raymond Pascal says GOP equals grifters of Putin. They decided to be. Yep. Man. All right. Well, that's going to do it for me for today. But it is 1:26 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. Bring your creative projects. We just want to encourage you. All right. And so there's that. And then this evening, from 8 to 10 p.m. Chicago time, Central Time in the U.S. is the Black and Orange Patreon social. Do consider joining. Join us. Links in the description box under Patreon, and you can come on screen. You talk in real time. Put faces to name. If you want to stay in the chat, you can do that too. It's not public. It's unlisted, so the only people who can see you or will ever see that will be fellow patrons. And yeah, so it should be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it, and hopefully I'll see you there. But that's this evening from 8 to 10 p.m. And other than that, guess where I'll be tomorrow? Right back here, because I'm here literally every single day of the year. And I have been for years. I've done the math since May 1st, 2020. It's been just over 1,300 days in a row I've been here live. So you see me every day. All right, so take care. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. You're not alone. We are in this together. And there are good days ahead. There are. All right, so take care. I'll see you right back here tomorrow if I don't see you this evening.